the John Dorian three-tap method.
You know why that works?
Because the bubbles that are here, they move up to the top rather than all exploding out when the air comes in. Blah, 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 blah.
What was that? Can you repeat that?
Because the bubbles that are here, they move up to the top instead of all exploding out when the air comes out. Blah, 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 blah.
Are we going to start this podcast? Or?
Is it not started?
Welcome to Husky Radio, episode 12.
Welcome.
I'm putting all that
Episode 12.
Episode 12. All of that.
Dirty Dozen.
The dirt.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
You had to make it weird.
Apologize for that. That was uncalled for.
It really was.
One short of a baker's dozen. Because there's 13
Yeah, I
in
know.
a baker's dozen.
I know. I got it.
Oh, we
I
know
don't know
what
why.
baker's
It's a
dozen.
dozen's 12.
Because the baker needs one for himself.
I think
Is that
that's
what it is?
Mm-hmm.
So
he
you
eats
can-
one for himself, and then he sells.
That's
all
why
the
they're
other
fat.
Yeah. All
Tonight's
bakers are
episode
fat.
of Husky Radio is brought to you in part by Mountain Dew.
No, it is not.
Game Fuel.
No, it is
We
not.
don't get anything from it.
Well, that's why I said in
They
part.
should.
We brought all of it. They only brought the drinks.
We're officially licensed by Mountain Dew. Everything we say reflects their views and
Yep.
opinions.
It's one of those really good contracts.
We are the
Legally, we dare them to sue us for disagreeing. Don't sue us, please.
I'm not okay.
a-
See, I'm not for being sponsored by Mountain Dew because I like to be an impartial judge of all Mountain Dew products.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
if
mean, you
we're
could
paid, but-
still be sponsored by them and be like impartial.
It's
Yeah.
true, but
If you
then-
listen to Bill Burr's podcast, he loses advertisers all the time because he trashes them.
I have never had mango heat, but that's what we're drinking tonight.
the new Game Fuel flavor.
I'm noticing a
Titanfall
distinct
2.
lack of heat.
Is that it's not spicy? Is it supposed to be spicy?
I think it's just supposed to be mango heat because it's supposed to be a cross promotion with Doritos, so they decided to name it.
It's got a good nose. Good.
Can I get a glass to really
notes
aerate
of-
this?
A
notes
nice,
of mango.
Yeah, nice
Definitely
oaky,
some mango.
a
in
nice
it.
oaky
Can we get
afterbirth
a
there.
decanter
A
filled
decant-
with
we
this?
really need just a
yeah,
decanter.
decant this. Let those tannins breathe.
But yes, they did this cross promo with Doritos, and they named it the worst name you could probably name a soda. Mango Heat.
Mango
Yeah,
piss.
absolutely no. There's no heat, but it is definitely mango-y. Like it's a lot of mango.
piss would even be better. Like
I would buy that.
You know
who
what,
wants
I
to
might
drink
too.
a soda and feel spicy?
Yummy. Well, I really like spicy beer.
Well, like
Well,
real,
that's weird though.
It's
like
delicious.
real ginger soda has kind of a spice to it.
Yeah.
And
Shows that you know.
I like this. This is actually pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's really
mango-y.
good.
It's refreshing. It's
Why are we advertising this?
I'm just because we're hoping that we can get money.
I just wanted to drink it because I've
wanna
slept
be-
16 hours over the last 5 days.
Oh, that's
and
awful.
Oh my goodness!
I
Traveling.
feel like I'm going to die. So I want the caffeine. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got no sleep for 2 days, then flew to Arizona, then got there, spent the whole day walking around, and then slept for like
go to
4 hours on
let's
an
go to
air
Grand
mattress.
Did you go to the Grand
No, I
Canyon?
didn't go to the Grand Canyon. I went to a great toy store though. It was better than the Grand Canyon.
You didn't go to the Grand Canyon.
I didn't. No,
Coco Pellies. Did you see those Coco Pellies?
never even heard of it.
Those little guys with the Coco Pellies. They're the little guys that like you
Cocoa
see everywhere.
Pebbles?
Yeah, Cocoa
No.
Pebble.
The
Yeah,
They play
Fred
the flutes.
Flintstone and Barney.
They play the flutes. Coco Pellies.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa
And then
What else did you do?
our friend Nero got married, and I was in the wedding, but so I got no sleep the night before that, or the day of. Obviously, he got married at 10 a.m. In the morning.
nice.
So all day was just filled with
Wedding.
bad
I've been to a
vices
wedding like that.
in my body.
It was very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early weddings.
Very
are the worst.
morning.
Yes, and then I had to wake up at 2 a.m. Arizona time today
To get-
on my flight in time because I had no real guaranteed way to the airport. Like I booked a shuttle, but I was like, this is like a group shuttle. It might not go straight to the airport, so I'll book the 3 a.m. one so I can make
Yes.
my 5 a.m. flight.
Yeah.
I got there. I was ready at the gate at like 3:30 a.m.
Wow.
I did
Better
get
safe than sorry when
completely.
flying.
I got a complete pat down by TSA for having this microphone in my bag, though.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I would have
Which
said,
was
like, your
weird.
beard,
I think
like,
there was some profiling because, all right, when I went to
this guy's a podcaster.
when I went to Arizona the first time, they searched my bag. They looked at everything. I'm like, all right, you're all good. I didn't get a pat down.
Yeah.
On the way back though, the only difference was I had an ethnic shirt that I wore for the wedding that was given to me, a very foreign shirt.
Oh.
And I feel like he opened the bag, he saw that, all of a sudden he's like, I better pat this guy down.
I mean, like rubber gloves and everything.
Yeah. I bent and coughed.
You should share that story with Donald Trump. I feel like he'd share that on social media.
Yeah.
I think he would rage over that. So.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something really inappropriate. I won't.
People always keeping the white man down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's no.
But on the bright side, the whole trip was worth it because I did have my wife's wheelie luggage, and I did get to pretend like it was dynamite and push it down.
That's good. That's the goal.
whole time.
That's the dream.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
It really is.
Congratulations, Nero.
Yes. Congrats
to Nero.
Claire and Nero.
Claire and Nero.
Mostly to Nero. He went up. She went down.
that was
Yeah.
She settled.
very
He
obvious.
reached. We all know that.
So what's like
Tonight,
what are we actually talking
We are
about?
talking about so many things tonight. We're all over the map. We will be starting, of course, with our Mango Heat review.
We're like a guy with red bar. He's
Yes,
all over the map.
all over the
Oh
map.
yeah,
Red bar.
teleporting all over the
Yes.
place.
I think
lagging out.
Destiny is really the only thing we're not talking about, other than a little bit of Destiny Cops. Tiny bit of Destiny Cops. So we've got to fill everyone in on the Destiny Cops Halloween Special 2. Did I get that right?
Indeed.
Okay.
My makeshift name, because I didn't want to call it. I didn't want to name it with its like what the title card says and give away what it was. You know what I mean?
We've got to talk about the Rogue One trailer, the final trailer. Final trailer, right?
Probably.
the final
comes out in
trailer.
like 2 months.
Yeah. So wow, that went all over the place. That was fantastic.
That's good.
Oh, let's see. We're going to talk about Red Dead 3 Redemption 2 because
Yes.
that's what I'm thinking the name is going to be.
Clearly.
Yes.
This is Red Dead Revolver was the first
Was
one.
the first one, and then
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. So this is going to be Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's Red Dead 3 Redemption 2.
I think they should call it Red Dead Revolution. They should just keep using really stereotypical like horror or just B movie like the next title.
Red Dead Redux.
Yes, or they could do Resurrection.
Red Dead Resurrection.
That's like a classic fifth movie.
They did do a
name.
zombie.
They did, yeah. That was like a big thing.
Part of
that.
Red
Why are we?
Dead
We're not
Redemption.
on that yet.
Okay,
God damn it!
And we've got to talk about Skyrim Special Edition because that comes out very, very soon.
Oh yeah.
Kyle didn't know how soon it came out.
I didn't know how soon,
And-
but now I know.
Yeah, I've been excited. Now he's super excited. Like he was excited. Now he's super excited.
Oh yeah, I'm very.
And of course, it's October, so we have to wrap up with Netflix horror movie plugs.
The horror
pitches.
movie wrap up.
Horror movie wrap up.
Wrap up. 12-month wrap up. That's a
Wiggity,
30,
wiggity
30 Rock reference for
Yes.
all the uninitiated.
Where would you guys like to start tonight? I am
I guess we'll
completely impartial.
We can do our little Destiny Cops Halloween plug.
Yeah, let's talk about Destiny Cops.
Right. We made a
Destiny Cops Halloween Special 2.
We made a Halloween episode.
It happened. It was there.
It's
Yeah.
out. It's if you know us, if you've listened to this, you know we like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And that we're not original or creative in any way. So we just ripped off a bunch of Stranger Things stuff and threw it in an episode that's way worse than Stranger Things. So watch Stranger Things first.
No, it's a great episode.
It
really.
does take a lot from Stranger Things without being a complete ripoff.
I feel like we were going for sort of that Simpsons Treehouse of Horror vibe, where like they just kind of spoof different things.
No, it was
Yeah,
good.
it was good. I mean, we had a great time with the year ago when we did our first Halloween special. That was a fun thing to put together. And then this year, this thing was basically Scott's baby. So Scott
Gave birth to it.
He gave birth to
It was
the
messy.
Stranger Cops episode of Destiny Cops.
It was much easier than last year's because we started it like a month early.
Yeah,
and
we
not
actually
the
planned
week
for it,
before.
yeah.
Kyle just being like, "Hey, I got an idea for a Halloween episode."
Well, because Festival of Lost just came out, there's a bunch of masks. I was like, we can do some puns. And so I was like, let's go
and I was
for
in
it.
that one. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it made it just
that was
a little bit lower. Like
but yeah,
quality.
it was Scott's baby, and really, I mean, you kind of kept it. You asked me about doing it. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Then
Yes.
you did it pretty much. I was
kept it
brainstorming.
super secret from the rest of the members of Husky Raid.
yeah.
They barely knew about it before it released.
Yeah.
No,
it
we
was
made
good.
we had the idea. I texted Kyle and we talked about doing Stranger Things ripoff, and then I was like, hey, I have no life. I bet I can spend like 40 hours trying to recreate the Stranger Things opening on my crappy laptop.
Yeah, that was the most impressive part of the episode is the
I
title.
think that was my
Which a lot of
personal
people
favorite part.
have actually...
They're very worried about
They're
that.
very well. A lot of people think it's the new Destiny
Yeah.
Cops intro
It is
forever
not.
and
That
ever.
is a
and-
one and done situation
Yeah,
right there. Don't worry anybody. It's
Yeah.
just for the Halloween episode, and also the Halloween episode is not season 2.
No,
it's
not.
just the Halloween episode.
Yep.
We're hard at work on season 2. We made some
But it is-
progress recently.
It does continue right after season 1.
Yeah.
They've been fired. They're out in
Yes.
the wilderness, and I mean,
They're out to find themselves. It is a continuation, but
It is-
without
it's
actually.
canon.
Okay.
It doesn't move
It's
the
canon.
plot
That's-
forward, but I have a hard time like. You can't just insert them being cops. That's confusing to people.
Of course.
So we had to address that they are no longer police officers.
no, it was enjoyable. So if you haven't watched it, it's fairly short, about 9 minutes.
9 minutes
works
and
out.
34 seconds, I believe.
Did Chris Ratzabout do the music again?
He did. He wrote the
The
he did
intro-
the Stranger Things eyes
intro.
intro. He did the Triads song that plays as it transitions into the Upside Down. Everything else is. Oh, I used an old song from our high school band, Fire Eagle Laser Danger, during our fun cameo by the Destiny Fun Police.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And then everything else is the same dude in the YouTube Creative Commons whose name I can't remember, but it's in the description of the video.
Gotcha.
As I'm legally
Nice.
obligated to put
Ken
it. So,
MacLeon is it
yeah,
that guy?
it's that guy. He's like he's huge.
He's the
on
guy.
on
He's the
YouTube
creative-
Creations music.
he's like-
I want to interview this guy because it's like you go to anything and like the top rated ones, there's like 8 by him, and they're all like, all right, this is pretty good. This will work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should see if we can get him on the
Can we
podcast.
get
That'd be
Ken
fantastic.
MacLeod?
We'll
Yeah,
Skype him in or
MacLeod.
something.
Claude.
Is it McLeod? MacLoed.
EOD or
EOD?
something like
Yeah,
that.
McLeod.
That's Cloud?
Yeah, it's McLeod.
That's not how you spell Cloud.
It's
I know
McLeod.
how.
I've spelled cloud.
I
It's
won.
McLeod.
I won the middle school spelling bee.
McLeod.
I know how to spell cloud. I won with the word scenario.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
I just
I
can
was
never
in
remember where the
sixth
C
grade.
goes.
I know.
It's a tough one.
I remember I didn't even want to be there. I really had to go to the bathroom, and I was just trying to get out of
Skinnerio.
class. And I got the word scent at one point. I
Yeah.
didn't even ask which scent it was. I was like, I'm just gonna start spelling. If I get it wrong, I can leave.
like SENT or SCENT
Or CENT.
or yes.
Yeah,
That's a terrible word.
I
to
know,
put
right? They
in
really
a
were trying to
spelling
trip
bee.
me up to ask the definition. I just went right into, I assumed smell.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the hard one.
That's the hardest one.
Yeah, and they were like, you really should have asked, but yeah, that was right. I was like, yeah, that's right.
That's hilarious.
I've been cheating. I can see behind you.
There's a mirror behind you, and I can see every word.
So yeah, watch the
fantastic.
Destiny Cops
Yeah,
Halloween
check it out. It's
episode.
excellent. And we're gonna get McLeod on here. We're gonna interview him, not MacLeod.
MacLeod.
McLeod.
McLeod.
MacLeod.
It's McLeod.
It's
Okay.
it's
It's
Swahili.
No. So a couple days ago, Rockstar posted just an image, just the Rockstar
Just a
logo
striptease.
with a red background, and
I wonder
people
what
went
that-
nuts
I wonder what that could reference. Do they have any games like that?
with red, with red in it.
Yeah. Grand Red Auto.
Grand Red Auto. Yeah.
Oh
It's an
yeah,
excellent
Grand Red
game.
Auto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the book form of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, you
You've
have to-
now read it.
That's good.
So they posted that, and actually, it seemed to really take off early that this would be a new Red Dead game.
I mean, the internet, all the fans of the game were
It's time.
Salivating
It's been,
for it for
what,
forever.
like 6-7 years? I mean, it's been quite a long time.
Long time.
Long time.
And so it made sense. And then just today, they posted another kind of red background with the silhouette of 7 cowboys, which I think works, Magnificent
Magnificent
Seven kind of
Seven.
vibe to it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, the big question with a lot of games that are coming out now is the topic of pre-orders.
Pre-orders.
How do you guys feel about pre-orders?
I hate them.
You hate them,
Hate them.
Kyle?
I ain't pre-ordering nothing.
Any more?
Destiny, I'll pre-order the minute they announce it.
Yeah, we
but
have to.
Well,
It's like, what am I? No, we're just gonna stop playing Destiny. So I pre-ordered that, but yeah, the rest, no.
yeah, it's
unless it's
almost,
something that I know that I'm gonna like. If the Skyrim SC had a pre-order, I'd
Yeah.
probably
It
would've-
does it not?
I don't know. Maybe it does. I just haven't looked into it.
If I could personally go to a convention and test a game out and I
That'd be
thought it was
totally
amazing,
different, yeah.
then I would pre-order it. But with no ability to demo it beforehand, I'm not going to get No Man's Skied.
I feel like, and I feel like these days that's all it is I think of all the games that I pre-ordered lately,
Yeah.
and the last one was The Division, which started out actually pretty awesome and then just tanked. As soon as they started with the updates, I mean, it's still a mess.
You guys all switched over to that, and I was like left behind on Destiny.
No, I was left behind
money.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
like,
you didn't get it either.
Nope.
I was just like, oh, they're all talking about that. That's cool. And then
Yep.
I was like, maybe I'll buy it. And then you guys never talked about it again, ever again. And I never heard a word about it.
It's and I haven't touched it since then. And that was the last one I pre-ordered. Other than I guess Rise of Iron, but again, that's Destiny. We're gonna order Destiny.
Yes, we of course are. Bungie is perfect.
I didn't pre-order No Man's Sky, but I feel like I did. I
feel
feel like
like
I emotionally did.
Yeah, you were already invested in buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew
I
it was
understand.
coming, and I was like, and I still day one'd it. I was an idiot and day one'd it, and
you had
anymore
fun
I don't
with it.
even like. I question. I did. I personally have. I mean, I've talked about it on here.
Yeah,
I personally
yeah.
had fun. Did I get $60 worth? Maybe not, but in my lifetime, I'll probably get $60 out of it. But Red Dead Redemption. Did you guys ever play any of the Red Dead games?
I've played a bit of Red Dead Redemption in my quest to find something like Gun on the PlayStation 2.
yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I like the Old West setting for things.
It's GTA in the West. I mean, that's really what it is. Kyle, you ever played it?
It came out, like we talked about coming out so long ago.
Yeah.
It came out before I had an Xbox 360. Like that, like when I bought it, when I finally bought a 360 from my college neighbor in his dorm who was trying to sell it, and it was this old Xbox 360. I just took his games and started playing his games and bought Skyrim, and that was it.
And there was no turning back after that.
Yeah, so I never owned any Red Dead games, but
I never played the first one, but played a lot of Red Dead
I've
Redemption.
never met anyone who played the first one.
Who played Red Dead Revolver?
Yeah.
I remember it coming out, and I thought it sounded really cool, but I didn't have the system to play it on at the time.
It wasn't on PS2?
what was that, Dreamcast or something?
No, it's definitely on PlayStation 2.
Was it?
I'm 98% sure, and then I'll be wrong. But
We'll fact check later. But no, I guess then I never picked it up if it was on PS2.
maybe it was rated M, and you weren't
Oh,
quite
man.
there yet, and your parents wouldn't buy it.
Oh
for
my
you.
goodness, that was a trip. No, yeah, it just wasn't. I was probably more into racing games or something, and but never
Maybe
played
you
it.
were into girls
and
at
even
that point.
could have been that. Could have been that. But Red Dead Redemption, I didn't play at release, but that was one I did borrow from my now brother-in-law, and not you.
I was
Kyle.
like, who's that? What?
My other brother from another mother-in-law.
Oh, Brooks, bro. That's right.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
And then ended up
This doesn't make it. Who else is there?
ended
What?
up picking it up used.
I thought I was the only
and really
brother-in-law.
enjoyed it. Yeah, sorry, you're not. Really enjoyed it. But it is GTA with horses,
Which is
and it's
a
fantastic.
pretty great selling.
It really is.
Right there.
I'm excited for it.
The gunplay is actually really good.
I remember enjoying
and it
it.
works. It's almost where you can't hit everything. You will fail because guns back then were terrible.
Ghost bullets. Ugh.
So many ghost bullets. But no, it's a lot of fun. The multiplayer was okay, but I feel like with what they've done with the newest GTA, that they'll just blow it out of the water.
Yeah, I'm
if they make
excited,
a world as giant as the
GTA
newest,
5.
oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
See, I don't get I'm not really that interested in Grand Theft Auto anymore. But if there's one type of game I don't think there's enough of, it's like cool old West games.
I agree.
Getting to be
completely.
a cowboy
Yeah.
is like a cool. Everything's space or fantasy. There's not a lot
Yeah.
of westerns out there.
Well, and I
I'm
think
excited.
that Rockstar would do a good fantasy game, but that's not really their demographic. When you talk about
I
someone
want like
who's
a
going to
Grand Theft
buy,
Auto where I'm running around Middle Earth and just
That'd be
casting
I would buy the crap out of that game.
It would be really cool.
Grand Theft Spaceship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Then we're just
I'm
getting into like
Mass Effect
No.
kind of thing, but
when it comes to like ridiculous Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row.
Oh,
like
yeah,
their
that's
games are
very-
just so
just-
out there. It's like
Yeah.
it's like if you gave somebody who was like 3/4 as skilled at programming like the Grand Theft Auto engine and told them just to go
Have
crazy.
fun. Go crazy.
Yeah.
That's what they would make.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Saints Row.
No, but I'm excited, and I think it was a good tease from Rockstar. It was a little obvious.
Oh yeah.
But it got people excited.
I
The
can't
hype
imagine
train
how
has
fun
started.
it would be to be the person who got to like send that tweet and
Yeah.
just
Oh,
see
that'd
it
be
like
so cool.
explode.
That'd be a great job.
Yes.
It probably some intern who did it on accident, and
Yeah.
now he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely in trouble.
Yeah.
He got fired.
But let's talk more open world games. Skyrim Special Edition coming out
Well,
here.
real quick, I'm excited about Red Dead Redemption, not because of Grand Theft Auto, but for another game that Rockstar made.
What?
That was my favorite.
What?
Bully.
Oh, God. All right. Episode 12. Thanks for listening. Good night.
No, Bully was a great game.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. You were a kid.
Outta here.
You never played Bully, man.
I played Bully. It was terrible.
It was great.
No, bully for you.
There were bullies at the school, and you had to beat them up. It was a great
I thought
message.
you were the
Beat up.
bully.
No,
you-
no.
Oh, okay.
There were bullies in the school, and you were coming in, and the way that you progressed through the ranks was beating them up. So it was a great
become
message.
the alpha
You had to become
bully.
the
Yeah,
bully.
become the alpha boy, because you were actually a
Becoming
good
the
person, and you suck up for bad people.
I think this is like
so you
story.
shot people with
I think this is
slingshots.
added story
and-
you did.
No.
make
you
yourself
made it innocent.
I played the bully story, and I lived the experience.
I can just
and
see
it was great.
Kyle explaining it to his mom. No, Mom, I'm not the bully. I'm
This is
protecting
like
the other kids
Kyle
from the
felt
bully.
so guilty at night
By
that he had
kicking
to
the crap out of
sometimes
these
you
other
gotta
guys.
go-
develop a story where he's an undercover cop, basically. like,
No, I mean sometimes you just got to go and beat up
23
the
Jump
entire
Street.
football team.
Crawl
You know,
into the
Yeah.
belly of the beast
to make your point.
slay it. Becoming the bully.
oh gosh.
That's awful.
I played bully once at Kyle's house because he was like, "This game's great," and I was like, "I'm not."
It had good mechanics. It had fun things that you could do. And
People love it.
was-
I'm
That's
not gonna lie.
Rockstar.
There's-
I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that's Rockstar.
So that's why I'm excited for Red Dead Redemption, because
They should make
I think it's
a
going to be
bully
really cool.
crossover in with Red Dead Redemption.
yes.
Should be Old West, but you're just a bully.
You know, I can just
you
apply.
can kind of do that in
I
Red
can
Dead
just
Redemption. It's
apply
pretty
the
open.
narrative. You
There
know,
you go.
I just apply.
You're the
it.
great,
Just, I am
great grandfather of Sir Bullington or whatever his name
Yes,
was. I don't know.
Don't remember his
That's
name.
what I would
but-
call him.
Yeah, I would.
That's what I would name myself
what I
if I
did.
was a bully. Kyle,
Right.
can we move on now down the
Move on
list?
to your
Are we-
actual
are we-
favorite
Yeah.
game of
Oh
all
yes,
time.
We
my
gotta talk
actual
about
favorite
Skyrim.
game of all time, probably Skyrim.
Now, have you ever played Skyrim, Scott?
No.
That's what I thought. Okay, so
Never-
this is gonna be
Never
interesting.
even held a controller while the game was active. I've seen it in person 3 times.
Okay, did you know that there are dragons in it?
Yes.
Okay,
And you
all
can
right.
say Fusro Da, and you are the Dovakin.
Oh
Oh,
yes,
that's
And
really all
there
you
are
need to
cat
know.
people and a
Khajiit.
thieves guild, and
and lizard people.
there are
Argonians.
Obama is in the game. He's a lizard person. You don't know the lizard?
No, he's
people?
possessed
What
by
are you talking
demons.
about?
No,
He's
lizard
possessed. He smells like sulfur.
Yeah, no, that's like a crazy conspiracy theory thing.
It's
That
like,
he's a
it's like
lizard?
everyone in the government
Yeah,
is
that
lizard
they're like
people.
lizard people that are trying to take over.
Yeah,
like
it's a
secretly.
legit conspiracy
Yeah,
theory.
it's,
That's
so,
legit.
It's so
Sign me
stupid.
up. I believe it.
Yeah,
I'll go
So,
for it.
No, my favorite new one is that they're all possessed by the devil and they smell like sulfur.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. But
So
we don't
you're
need
the
to talk
Dovakin.
politics.
We don't need to talk.
We don't need to talk
Yeah,
politics.
and
but
then
we're going
people
to.
really liked the opening, the theme music. That's what I remember.
Oh.
And that there were six ground tiles in the whole game, from what I could tell. Watching Will play, it was just like the same 6 grass things just repeating on the ground. There was
Well,
not
yeah,
a
if you
lot
played
of
on if you
textures.
played on console.
Oh, isn't that what you guys are about to
console.
talk about? Is playing it on console?
Yes.
Not me. I get it for free on PC, which is really exciting because but see,
That's appropriate.
But
I
here's
have a
the
lot
problem.
of problems with this whole system that we have going on right now with games. So.
here's the problem that I really have is I did buy it day one. That was a day one buy for me on PS3, which was the worst console to buy it on. It froze constantly. And it wasn't until about a month later there was a patch that was made it playable. You couldn't have the autosave feature on because it would freeze. If you walked into the water it would freeze. It was awful.
Did you have ice powers? Is that why the water would freeze?
No. The game would freeze.
He's wearing the Frosties.
Yes.
Frosties.
They just
And then it became playable, and I probably put in about 300 hours in the game.
I wonder how many
That's more
hours I
time
put
than
in.
you spent with your wife. I'm pretty sure.
Probably about the same. And I did buy 2 of the 3 DLCs, and then bought a PC. The first thing I did was buy Skyrim.
Skyrim, so you can get the sick mods.
Sick mods.
Sick
it's
mods.
the best. But Kyle, why is Skyrim the greatest game of all time?
Sell it to me.
I will sell it to you with one simple phrase. It's the best game of all time because it is the best game of all time.
It truly
There's
is.
no
False. The
arguing.
best game of all time is Super Mario Brothers 3 on the regular Nintendo.
No. It's
See, I have a hard
Skyrim.
time with my favorite. It being
I'm
the
not
best
saying my
game.
favorite is that game. I'm saying it's the best.
No, Skyrim's the best game of all time.
Did they make a whole movie that was just a big commercial for Skyrim? Because Super Mario Bros. 3 had the wizard. That's how big it was.
The Wizard is a good
They made a movie
That's
with
a great
Fred
movie.
Savage.
Fred Savage, that's a wonderful movie.
And he was a high dollar actor at that time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they made it just for that game.
Let Kyle
All right,
sell you
me
on Skyrim.
Sell me on the Rim of Skies.
I don't even know where to begin to sell you on Skyrim. Do you want to play a giant open world game where you're in medieval garb and you can choose to fight any way you want and explore anything you want and kill dragons?
Yes, but I want to do it in D&D if I'm going to do that.
It's such a good game.
I know.
The lore is the deepest lore.
It's so deep.
Yeah.
The deepest lore.
Well, and you liked Kingdoms of Amalur,
Reckoning. Yes.
which makes me think that you could enjoy Skyrim
I think-
if you put in the time.
I probably could. I think the only thing that Kingdoms of Amalur had going for it, because I know it's a way shallower. And
Oh, it's just linear.
yeah, it's way
compared
shallower.
To,
I mean, it's a great game.
Yeah.
It's just I know
it's
Skyrim is
fantastic.
deeper in almost every way possible.
Yeah.
But Kingdoms of Amalur has very satisfying combat, like visually. It makes
Super
me,
true.
It hits the little pleasure centers in my brain when I'm throwing what are they called? The circle disc things. Chakras around, and I'm just like
and I would
destroying
say,
guys.
because I love that game too, and I probably played almost as much in that game as I did originally in Skyrim. Because that's such a cool game. Seth MacFarlane. Was it Seth MacFarlane did the animations? His company did the.
I've never read that. I don't know.
Family Guy?
No, not Todd MacFarlane.
Todd. That sounds
Todd
more
MacFarlane.
reasonable.
His company did it. And based off of that one author, R.A. Salvatore.
Yeah, Salvatore.
Yeah. Fantastic story,
Yeah.
but extremely shallow.
It was very generic fantasy.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's because it was supposed to be like an MMO game.
It was a prequel to the MMO.
yeah. Which the company went under and the MMO
Which
never
is too
came
bad.
out, which is a
38
shame.
studios.
Yeah.
But
I think
Skyrim.
One of my like selling points for Skyrim really is its replayability.
Oh
if
my
you think
goodness,
about
yeah.
like Skyrim, like they're releasing it again, the same game for Xbox and all these things, and everyone's super excited about it. People have been playing Skyrim since it came out, and I actually don't know how many years that is.
2000 came out in 2011.
Yes, because I was living with Will. That was sophomore year of college.
Yeah, so
My
almost
junior year.
5 years, definitely.
Yeah.
That it's been out. But like people are playing it on the old console, which says a lot. You know, it's been on 360. A lot of people still playing it on PC, where all the different mods and things make.
Well,
it
and there
better,
have
but-
been pseudo expansions like on PC. So some people on PC are playing different games. Skywind was one of the big ones.
But like one of the things that I like, my favorite type of games are games that are fun to play and keep playing. That's why I love Destiny. That's why I played Year One Destiny, even though there was zero content. Pretty much, I just played it all day long, every day, just because it was fun to play.
Well, and I would say, you said you were talking satisfying kills and satisfying combat, and I would agree that when you're using a sword and a shield, or even any sort of like battle axe or anything like that, it is kind of lame. Like you're just hitting and it's just spongy. I mean, it's just, but I like to play as an archer, and so it's extremely satisfying to be sneaky, stealthy, and it does work really well because the archery mechanic is I really like.
I'm a magic guy. How's the magic?
I love so Tyler's never done magic.
I
right?
am not.
I stayed away from it,
but
just
I like the way
was-
it looks.
Is simpler. It's much simpler to understand using a sword or like a two-handed hammer. You know, or
the magic
bow.
is complex. I mean,
But the
really
magic is, I think it's really fun to use because it is difficult to use. One of my favorite things about, I like recreating characters and trying all the different fighting methods and getting good with them because they do feel very, that you can be a Stormcaller, yeah.
a legit Stormcaller.
But one of my characters was a dark elf named Ned, and the premise behind him was that he was just going to be pure evil. All my other characters were like noble, like I'd always try to do the right thing.
Then it turned out Ned was secretly, he was just infiltrating the bully organization.
He's just trying to be the best bully. No, he murdered everybody who even tried to help him. But
good.
Ned, but my thing with him is I was going to do go the magic route, and that was really fun just because there's a lot of different runes and things. My thing with him was I never upgraded any armor, so it was really difficult to keep him alive at times because I would put a rune trap on the floor and then a dude would walk across it and then it would just not do that much damage, just piss off this guard, and then he would come over and murder me, and that was pretty fun. But
the magic is pretty deep. I mean, you can enchant certain. You could use a sword and use magic at the same time. You can have fire in one hand and ice in the other, or even healing spell in one hand, and so it is pretty complex.
And one of my favorite quests in the game is getting the master spells for fire and electricity and ice, because it's just all you need to. You basically just, hey, go look for this thing on the mountain, and you go and try and find a book, and then there's no like quest line for it. You just open it. There's like a poem. You have to figure out where to go next just by like looking and figuring out what the poem is.
And there are a few things like that. Like I've been kind of getting back into it and replaying some of my old characters to kind of, just beef up for prepare
yourself.
Yeah, pre-gaming really is what I'm doing. But I stumbled across a quest that I'd done before, but I'd forgotten that there were no quest markers for it. It's you buy this dragon claw from just a random person. She's a random merchant, and she says someone said to go to this barrow and use it, and it doesn't pop up with a quest line, which is really cool. So you have to go and find it yourself, which I think is really neat.
It's like the old Zelda where you got to find the map up in the water.
No, it's exactly like that. And there's so much to do. Like you open within probably an hour or two of playing, you open like 3 huge quest lines that you can follow.
I always hear about people who
pace.
like never complete the main quest line. They just play through.
That was
all
my
the
original
side
character,
stuff.
Ned. We escaped a dragon. He tried to murder the guy who tried to help them escape the dragon, and then he went straight to the Dark Brotherhood to become an assassin, and he never became the Dragonborn, and there are no dragons in his game.
If you don't unlock the rest of the story, there are no dragons in the game.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
That's beautiful.
And so you could be, I think I was level...
That makes you a hero, not allowing dragons.
Yeah, I think I was level 30.
That's Ned's story.
The latest I just opened the dragons was about level 30. I played almost everything else, to the big quest lines, other than just going out and doing all the random stuff. But there's just everywhere you turn, there's stuff to explore.
And the DLCs add so much to the game.
DLC.
So good.
Yes.
One of my characters,
One
of my
good
characters
DLC.
just went straight to one of the islands that came with the DLC, and
and
stayed
what was
there
cool
for his
is
entire just stayed there.
DLCs were 20 a piece, and so all told, if you wanted all the playable DLC, $100. If you bought everything like day one or not on sale. The first one involved a ton of vampires. Was Dawnguard first?
Yeah.
That is one thing I've always
Dawnguard's
liked.
first.
My understanding of the lore is like that you can become like a vampire
You
or
can become a werewolf. You can become
like
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
so cool. So many different ways to play the game.
And so Dawnguard was actually fairly short when you compare it to Dragonborn. Dragonborn had a lot going on. That opened up a whole nother area to play.
And I thought the
We're losing Scott. I can tell. He's like,
It's too much. This is why I don't play these types of games. It's like
There's so
I don't want to
much.
spend 300 hours in
How
a
about
game.
this? How about this? You can find a set of erotic novels
I'm in.
yes,
in the game.
Yep.
I'm in.
The lusty Argonian.
The lusty Argonian.
Argonians are lizards, so it's
Lusty Argonian maid.
The lusty Argonian mate.
Yep,
Thank you.
The lusty Argonian maid. Okay, so my favorite thing about Skyrim SE coming out is I'm going to play it on console, and you can get mods on console.
Mods on console.
Which I'm super excited about because
so cool.
I think I'm going to activate a couple right off the bat just so I can start the game and have a little bit of difference.
No.
All right, good. Here's my whole thing. I think I'm the only one at this table who should... Kyle can kind of do it. I don't think Tyler should be allowed to buy this game. I think I'm the only one who's truly justified in buying it.
That's
true. I hate this modern trend of repackaging and just selling
I don't have to buy it. Yeah.
We put some new skins on it so it looks nice on this console.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I will say the screenshots. I showed Kyle a screenshot and he said, that's a nice picture. He thought it was real life.
Yeah.
I said that's a real life picture. That's not Skyrim.
But I don't. To me, it just doesn't work.
The graphics upgrade isn't enough for you.
Graphics don't do anything for me.
Do I wish it was less than $60? Yes. Am I going to buy it at $60? Yes. Does that make me a fool?
No.
Kyle, it doesn't.
Look, Kyle, I'll give him a pass because at least he gets mods now.
Yeah.
But Tyler already has mods. His computer can already probably run it
I get
prettier.
It for free.
Okay, I'm saying like if you were to buy it on console.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I would buy it on console at this point is if I play it on PC because I own everything on Steam, so I get the game for free. I get the upgrade for free. Everyone does. It's not just because I'm amazingly awesome. But if I play it and it rocks and Kyle says it's running flawlessly on Xbox One, I might go and get it, around Christmas time. So that I can party chat with him while
you know
we're going
what?
to
I just had an idea. You can turn on your
yeah.
Xbox.
You can
and
use your
wear your
Xbox to
headset
party chat.
because it doesn't matter where you're playing
That's
Skyrim
true.
because there's no
'Cause
multiplayer. But
Unless they reveal that there's a co-op form, which would be amazing, but it's not going to happen.
There's just I don't know.
Want
Since
you to
this
play
one
the
has
MMO.
mods, I'm moderately okay with it. I think it should really only be like a $20 upgrade if you already have the game.
That would be nice.
Put the original
I would sure
in the
enjoy
console, and then it'll just unlock a quick upgrade. You could get a download for the.
But
new
it's
one.
not. It's not.
But you can put a 360 game into an Xbox One.
Oh,
and play
I see what
it,
you're
so
saying.
They could still put something in that triggers it. Like, wouldn't be that
just
ludicrous.
like the backward.
Yeah,
what's that called?
Backward compatibility.
Yeah, but it's not the one where you have it and you can play the old, like Gears of War. You could go back and play the old one. It's not backward compatibility, but it's I can't remember what's called.
It's like if you have the remastered one, you can go back and play the old one. Is there a remastered Gears of War? Is that what you're saying?
No, like backward play. I can't remember what it's called. Where they keep unlocking certain games.
Yeah, well, because it is essentially backwards compatibility.
But you have to download it.
Because it boots the console like in 360 mode or something weird like that for you to do it, because it always is like takes a little bit longer to load those games up when you play those. Rare Replay does that the whole game. It's weird. But yeah, I think this one gets a pass for me because of the fact that they're adding mods to consoles, which is cool for all the people who are super into Skyrim. I wish you could transfer your save over and stuff and just play with mods on.
I want to start fresh.
I know. You can always start fresh, but wouldn't it be fun if you could also go into your old game and
the problem
be super
is
powerful and mess with stuff right away? But
no.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you could put on the Macho Man mod for a dragon, like, immediately, that would be great.
Skyrim SE. I'm excited.
People should be. If you love Skyrim, I think you should buy it for the mods if that's something that you're into. But game companies, please stop releasing the same game with updated textures and
costing the same amount.
Yeah, charging the same amount, but not the game plays the same. So why am I spending more? I don't know. Graphics were already good on the Xbox 360. Like. I could tell what everything was, and that's really all I need.
You could tell what everything
I could tell what things were, and they didn't look creepy or too polygonal or anything like that. So that was all I ever needed. So stop your Halo 3 remaster.
Stop being the way you are.
Stop with the cameo Elements of Power remastered, Perfect Dark 0.5, whatever else you're going to come out with.
I can only
think of terrible 360.
Maybe the new Red Dead Redemption is just the old one remastered.
I'd still buy it.
Red Dead Redemption Mastered.
Redemption Mastered.
Redemption.
That'd be fantastic.
Gross.
Oh man, let's see. We've gotten that one. We've gotten that one. We've gotten that one. We talked about that. We've got 2 things left. Rogue One trailer.
Oh yeah,
Did I
Rogue
accidentally?
One.
I checked out.
You did.
Checked off too many things.
Ragu 1 trailer.
Rouge One.
Pasta Wars.
There's not another thing that sounds like Rogue. Rag One.
Oh no, I
it.
tweeted that they should do a Go-Gurt campaign with the lightsaber again and call it Rogurt 1
Rogurt One.
and do that.
You should tweet that on the
I hope
Husky Raid
you-
Twitter.
No, that was my private Twitter. So
Tweet.
We've gotten
Trademark
so
that.
many likes.
maybe I'll just delete mine.
Yeah,
and then
you can retweet yourself too.
it's true.
You just quote that tweet.
Yeah,
You
I'll
do it.
exploit-
I'll do it.
Exploit our large follow numbers
Our
to get
large.
yourself more.
Well, I had not watched the trailer. It didn't do much for me personally watching the trailer, except for the one thing that I noticed:
It's super cool.
this super giant Jedi
statue
in the
thing.
desert thing.
Yeah. I don't know. What
Yeah,
that's
I don't know what it's about, but
Obviously,
I loved it.
They're going to some sort of Jedi temple place.
Something.
I wonder if it'll be like in the books, the Thrawn trilogy, when they go and they get the lizard monsters that stop the Force from working.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, of course.
Maybe that'd be fantastic.
I read half of one expanded universe book, and I just wanted to sound really nerdy right there.
Nice.
Yeah. No. It looks good. It looks dark. It looks gritty.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys have to add? I just think I'm excited.
Any doubts that I've ever had about Rogue One, I just put aside because Disney has like literally never failed me on any Marvel movie, on any Star Wars movie.
I'd
You know,
agree.
like it's just they've never failed me completely. Where I walked out of a movie and said that was bad news.
Yeah.
Disney, talking about like Disney, the whole. As a
Yes.
whole.
Yeah. No.
I understand.
So I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be awesome. It looks pretty dang cool.
It does look pretty dagnum cool.
Dang cool.
Yeah, I was not skeptical at all right now, or before this trailer. I'm
No.
not skeptical now. I don't think it's gonna be like prequels as a whole. Don't interest me that much because like I know what happens.
Right.
It's a little bit of world building, which is cool, but that's like the equivalent of reading Grimoire to me, where I just feel like I'm like, all right, I get it. It doesn't really matter though. But I mean, it's going to be a good Star Wars prequel, which is fascinating to
Yeah.
me.
I think so. Yeah.
That's enough to
It'll
get
be
me in the theater.
something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
A good prequel in
Yes.
Star Wars. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the more mature look of it. Like,
Yeah.
feels like war. It feels like we're finally getting the wars in the title.
That every
Yeah.
It's always been more like Star Adventures
Yeah.
than Star Wars.
with a war going on outside of
Yeah.
our adventures.
Yes,
I
exactly.
totally
Like,
agree.
Our main characters are just kind of like infiltrating things on their own, but you know,
Yeah.
there's very few
Yeah.
things that felt like this is a war right now. War is
Yeah.
hell. But
No,
this
definitely.
new crew, they're like missing legs and blind, and like
Yeah.
they're haggard from war. And
Yeah.
it looks
It's
very
Using
exciting.
guerrilla
Interesting.
warfare tactics.
yeah, we're gonna infiltrate the Death Star. I'm always excited to go back to the original Death Star.
Of course.
too.
Of course. Well, that leaves us
Yes,
with our last bit.
our
Our
October tradition.
we've got to say that. So say October tradition again.
Yeah. So
October tradition. The horror.
You didn't have any
Any
reverb.
reverb.
I know I wouldn't.
But now I have it.
I don't think I do anymore.
No. We're gonna mysteriously give people reverb throughout this
ask them.
conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
It's gonna be great.
Tyler's just over here fiddling with the knobs
I love
randomly.
fiddling with knobs.
Oh yeah, tweak them. Tweak.
As
the
we give,
knobs.
as each person gives their suggestion.
What the hell is this? Is horrible to listen to.
Is that like echo?
Who wants to go first tonight?
I'm going first.
All right.
Because last week I
Kyle's
failed
going.
to
He did.
provide.
He failed.
I failed to provide my Netflix horror movie. Oh, it's
Oh,
gone.
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know you still wanted it. There.
My Netflix horror movie that you should watch is called The Right.
Ooh, the right. The
Yes.
right. Tell us about it.
With Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
It is.
It's about a bunch of conservatives.
Yes.
Yeah,
the radical right.
The Radical Right.
No. What is it really about?
It's about it's an exorcism story and about a guy who goes to the Catholic Church, and he is doubting exorcisms. I
Yeah.
believe in the beginning. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but he's doubting
I think
exorcisms.
you're right. I remember the trailers. I
Goes
think
and
you're
sees
I think
Anthony
you're
Hopkins.
Right.
Yeah, who is like kind of who's like, nah, it's real, dude. There's real exorcisms, and then he witnesses some weird stuff, and
no, it's got
it's got
really
a really
good moments.
cool moment. I like how it ends. I think it's really cool.
Give me a
so.
1 through 10 on the spookiness scale. And yeah, how advanced of a horror is this for the cash viewer?
Oh, jeez, I don't know. Probably. Oh, dang it!
You take it away.
You take it away.
That's what makes it funny.
Probably a 7.
Ooh.
I think I'd agree with that. I've seen it. I enjoyed it. I actually really...
It's a good 7.
Better
it's
than I
nothing
expected.
like that's gonna gross you out or like send you
That's
out.
good.
I am a sucker for
we need a
exorcism
foil
movies.
To Tyler, so we need things that aren't gross.
Something
and
that
just
starts
weird.
So
nasty.
gross.
We need
So
accessible
gross.
films.
Yeah, no, I love exorcism movies, and so that one is
Answer me
definitely
this:
good.
Would it be better with Constantine in it? Would it be better with Keanu Reeves playing Constantine?
Wouldn't everything be
Yes.
better with
Yes.
Constantine in it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my problem with every
Um,
exorcism movie
yeah.
is that Keanu Reeves doesn't show up smoking and just shoot the demon with a shotgun.
And that's the end.
Yes.
Every movie ends that way.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll counter Kyle. My movie, Netflix October movie that you must watch is Mockingbird. Whoa. Yeah, Mockingbird. It's kind of one of those mixture of... It's kind of a found footage movie, but it doesn't feel like a found footage movie.
It's about the book, right? To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, How to Kill a Mockingbird.
It's actually it's all
Yeah, it's
about a mockingbird that is
Killing
being
Mockingbirds
stalked.
for Dummies. Yeah,
That's what the book's about, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know. Crap.
Something.
No, 3 different families are given video cameras and told to film everything. Just film everything. That's the thing. You don't know why. And so they are filming everything
They just agree
based,
and they
yep.
do it? Okay.
And it gets real quick.
See what happens
Real
when people
quick.
Yeah.
stop being nice.
And start getting real. It's fantastic. It really kind of rejuvenated my spirit for found footage movies. Fairly mysterious, fairly suspenseful. A lot of there's a good amount of blood. Kyle watched the opening with me because
Yes.
I need to make sure it
was
was
not
the movie.
expecting
It was the movie that I was thinking it was, and it does open in a very, very terrifying way. But it's fantastic. There's a clown, so I mean, come on, you can't go wrong there.
It's topical.
Clowns
I'm in.
everywhere,
Yeah.
and it is definitely better than Stitches.
That's a
when you
terrible
talk about
movie
clown
on
movies.
Netflix. Clown horror movie.
If you like clown horror,
Lilo
If
and
you like
Stitch.
clown
And
horror
British horror.
yeah, British horror
British
comedy
humor, yeah, it's a weird one.
It might be.
but,
I watched it at like 4 a.m. and fell asleep
Oh, yeah.
during it, so it
no,
might be.
Mockingbird. Seriously, it's enjoyable, and it'll rejuvenate you in the found footage
It's good.
genre.
People love that genre. I love it, but I'm not going found footage. My movie I'm going with for this Halloween season is VHS.
You know that's a found footage movie.
Well, kind of. They find footage.
I'm confused. What's
Is
the
it filmed like?
No. The
No, I understand
the
what
mo-
he's saying.
It is filmed segments that are not found footage, and the guy finds footage in those, right?
No, some of them are found footage.
No, I know.
They're
I'm
like,
saying that.
we're
but
on vacation.
I mean
going-"
the
guys are the
context
context
of the
is
film.
someone
Yeah.
takes a VHS tape, puts it
Yeah.
in, and watches it, takes it out, and they're
Yeah,
things happen.
But those the things in
it's
his
horror
context
movies
are
within a
not
horror
found.
movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in-
Oh, it's a
Very
cool.
meta.
It's
Very
it's
meta.
It is.
interpolated stories.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yes.
it. I
Yeah.
love VHS.
It's not the best movie, but I think it's good for a light horror viewing because it's
yeah, no,
it's
certainly.
segments.
If
It's
you're
like
watching
4
with a
different
crowd,
segments.
it's a good
Yeah.
movie to watch.
And
Like,
there's always hit or miss ones. I like the one. I'm trying to remember. I've seen like all of them, so I'm trying to remember which one.
I know
the first one.
The third one is awful.
Yeah.
VHS 3 is terrible.
The first one
two,
has
two and
the,
one are very
has
good.
like the demony like the
chick?
sex thing.
The chick?
Yeah.
Oh, that one's good.
That one's pretty like gross and it's scary. It scared the crap
Oh
out
yeah,
of me.
she's got the huge
Yeah.
just
Yep.
eyes
I
that
don't
are
wanna
just
spoil it,
fantastic.
but that one's really scary.
That
and
one's
then
great.
I think there's the one where they're like hiking as a couple. Is that in the first
They're
one?
hiking as a couple.
Yeah, and they like pick up like a girl. They pick up a third girl, like a hitchhiker, and I can't remember. It has a twist, If I don't know.
Is that not? Well, I remember the one where there's the couple
Yes.
and they're going to different hotels and someone keeps
Yes.
picking up their camera.
I think that's the one.
Is that the one?
But I think
that is episode 1, and it's
good.
fantastic.
I love that one too.
Yeah,
So
and that's by one of the Mumblegore directors that I love, and I cannot remember his name now. But he was involved with You're Next.
Okay, I love that movie. I
Yeah.
wish that was still on Netflix. That'd be my number one.
That would be,
recommendation.
I think, everyone's number one.
But yeah,
because that's great.
VHS.
VHS
Isn't. I mean, since it has the different segments, it's hard to place where it falls in terms of like super gory or not because they're different.
Different
Each one's
ones
a
are-
different
yeah.
director for all the
Yeah.
segments. But it's definitely cool. If you just like you want a snippet of horror, you can just watch one segment and
Yeah.
save it for later, which is nice.
And VHS 2, I thought, had really good moments as well.
that
And
one's
so
on
if you
Netflix
like it,
too, right?
I think all 3
There you
are
go.
on Netflix.
If you enjoy
So
it, you have a whole new little series. You
the
can
third one
watch.
is wacky. I mean, it's like silly, but really the first 2, the horror movie that is the setup for watching these VHS movies is actually really good.
Yeah.
Third one is ridiculous, but the first 2 are fantastic, and
Yes.
and the segments I think in all 3 are pretty solid.
There
too.
we go. So there's our
There it is.
recommendations for this week.
Recommendations.
The horror
Get on
rap.
the Netflix
Get on the Netflix.
and watch that. Watch that
'em.
stuff.
All of them. Do it.
Yeah.
You got a
All right.
week.
We're
Husky Radio, episode 12. Thanks for listening.
The dozen.
Good night.
El Doce.